Late Show, Dave welcomes Drew Barrymore, Harrison Ford,
Stand by
and Demi
camera one.
Moore. And Monday, don't miss Joaquin Phoenix. Monday on The Late Show. Now your local news.
And Chyron.
Charges are filed after a deadly
Chyron?
gas
I'm like Chyron.
100 days after the end of combat,
Stand
a
by
new
VR.
threat is issued to American soldiers in Iraq, and the investigation into a plane crash in McDonald County. The news is next.
Roll it, take it. Tell her her mic is not on.
To high factory outlet difference. Open 7 days
Roll
a
D.
week.
Take it. It's a long
Vietnamese families go
swish.
forward with celebrations at Marion Days despite a deadly fight between gangs, while police charge 4 men with a stabbing death. The story in our first 7 minutes. The filing deadline comes and
One will be
goes
the
in the
Zoom.
California recall election. Find out who's running. And cats
Stand by
try to look
VR.
perfect for judges in Joplin, while others try to impress owners.
Roll it and take it. Alright, stand by camera one. Zoom. And you're up.
Carthage police put 4 gang members behind bars to put an end to violence
Clear.
at the Vietnamese
Stand by,
celebration
turn to
known
camera
as
2.
Marion Days. Good evening, I'm Lisa
Stand by
Olick. That
2.
story tops our first 7 minutes.
And Chyron.
4 young men from Oklahoma
Okay.
face the same charges stemming from a stabbing death on the grounds of Marion Days in Carthage. All are believed to be gang
Camera
members.
one, weather
Police
2
are
shots.
charging
Stand by
them
full
with
screen.
first-degree assault and armed criminal action for the fight that led to one man's death.
You're up.
18-year-old Wen Wen and 20-year-old Hat Di Yo, both from Oklahoma City. 19-year-old An Pham of Tulsa and Ko Win from Yukon, Oklahoma. All 4 are
Stand
held
by
at the
2.
Jasper County Jail. Bond is set at $250,000 each.
And Chyron.
Even with the violence that could have clouded Marion Days,
Stand by G
visitors
video.
who came thousands of miles to the event are carrying on with
Roll G.
religious celebrations.
Take it.
A procession honoring the
Sam.
Virgin Mary traveled through the streets of Carthage early this evening.
Clear.
Thousands walked along praying
right.
and singing to the Virgin Mary, whom Vietnamese believe protected them as they fled the Vietnam War by boat.
Hope there's
Police
enough
Chief
video.
Dennis Veach
Yeah.
says people do feel safer after authorities did catch the individuals involved in the murder. 22-year-old Khu Phu Pham of Wichita was stabbed several times and died from a wound to the chest. Chief Veach says
Stand
whenever
by
a gang-related
H-bite.
incident happens, there are always rumors of retaliation, but they quickly acted to try and prevent
Roll
one.
H. Take the bite.
But one thing that we did do
Sam.
last night, later in the evening,
20 seconds
is,
in the fight. Clear.
with the support and of the brothers and fathers, we did evict
Stand by 2.
about 20 individuals who had associations with the 2 groups from Wichita and Oklahoma City who were involved in the fight.
And Chyron.
Chief Veach says last night and today things have gone back to normal and people are just out enjoying the festivities and family reunions. The Federal Aviation Administration
Stand
and the
by
National
D
Transportation
video.
Safety Board are investigating why a small plane crashed in
Roll D.
Anderson, Missouri last night.
Take it.
Amazingly, no one was seriously injured when this plane crashed in a field near
Clear.
McDonald County High School Friday around 8:30 p.m. The only passenger on board was the pilot, 51-year-old Paula Rochelle of Grove, Oklahoma. She was taken to the hospital with moderate injuries. Landowner Kelly Kassar
Stand by
says
G-bite.
Rochelle did a good job maneuvering the plane and keeping herself
Roll G.
safe.
Take the bite.
It's the only thing I was worried about, make sure nobody got hurt bad. And I guess
Clear. 7
she got
seconds. Or
cuts
something.
on
Stand by
her
2.
or something I don't.
Chyron.
Kisser says neighbors and highway
Stand by
patrolmen
1.
worked through the night to remove the wreckage.
And they're up.
Weather wasn't a problem for flyers today, was it?
Camera
James?
2,
No,
give me a
it's quite
death
nice
shot.
outside. We reached 95 degrees here officially in Joplin, and tomorrow it'll be close to the same. We're dropping down low to 65 degrees for your overnight low, 84 by the noon hour, and some showers and thunderstorms developing around the 6 to 7 o'clock hour tomorrow. And some of those may be severe, so stay with Skywatch 7 for any further developments on that. And take a look at your 7-day forecast. 89 on Monday,
Stand by
88 on
1.
Tuesday, 88 on Wednesday, and the 80s are with us for 5 days during the work week, with then the 90s return by next weekend. I'll have some details
Stand by
about when
2.
the rain will arrive here tomorrow coming up in a little bit.
We could use that for our gardens.
Oh,
All
we
right.
do need the rain.
Thanks, James.
And Chyron.
The Children's Miracle Network is
Stand
getting
by
more than
H video.
$1,500, and raising it took less than 3 hours.
Roll H.
People
Take it.
flooded into a rummage sale at Memorial Hall in Joplin today,
Clear.
and what they bought raised bucks for the Children's Miracle Network. That was the daily goal, but they raised it by noon. Organizers say more than 1,000 people
Stand by
bought
D
clothes,
bite.
shoes, and even exercise equipment. Walmart employees in Joplin and Webb City donated most of the items at the sale. Organizers say the event
Roll
exceeded
D.
their expectations.
Take the bite.
It's our first time, and I think it's
10.
gone over so well. I think we're going to make it
12
like an annual
seconds.
rummage sale
Walmart
for
store is
Sam
clear.
and
Stand by
Walmart
2.
store, so.
Chyron.
The Children's Miracle Network helps provide equipment and support to children with a variety of illnesses and to the families of babies in the neonatal intensive care unit.
Standby G video.
Some cats are in Joplin to try to impress judges in competition, while others are trying to impress other cats' owners.
Take it.
These frisky felines from the Carthage Humane Society need homes, and today at the annual Crossland Cat Club show, several finally found them by getting adopted. The Carthage Humane Society co-sponsored the cat show. Organizers say because it attracts cat lovers, the show is a great opportunity to find these cats homes.
Roll H. Take the bite.
There's people that have brought their show cats here that have adopted cats. There's people who come in that just like cats and want their first cat that have come and adopted cats. So it's just been a real great way to get the word out of the homeless cats that need people's help.
And cure.
Kamado says 11 cats were adopted today.
All right, music.
That's news and weather in our first 7 minutes.
Standby G.
More than 90 people put their names in the running for California's recall election. We'll tell you who.
Standby G.
And
Roll
a
G.
falling stage threatens the South African president.
God damn it.
Live from KOAM TV.
That was the wrong video for
Lisa
Bump?
Oligas. James Hudzinski.
Is that the Bump video you had?
And Richard Smith, sports.
Okay, so you just wrote
the
wrong.
If you're looking for the best
win are the local area foster care children who benefit from the tournament proceeds. To sign up your team or for sponsorship opportunities, call the farm today. 620-231-1069. Now get out those clubs and start swinging.
Cure.
One man dropped from the California recall race as hundreds of others throw their name in the hat. In Nation Watch tonight, John Garamendi, a top Democrat in California, says the recall election has become a circus. And today he says he doesn't want to be part of it. Garamendi is currently the state's insurance commissioner. He says his leadership is more aptly applied to defeat the recall. But even with Garamendi dropping out, there's plenty of others jumping into the recall race. Jerry Bowen reports on the more than 90 who finally met the filing deadline for a chance to become governor of California.
Take it.
Good morning.
212 standard, clear.
I know, you brought Maria.
With wife Maria Shriver at his side, actor Arnold Schwarzenegger turned in the paperwork.
Aren't you excited?
You're very excited.
And began his political odyssey, a day when the field of candidates began to take on human faces, in most cases. Ariana Huffington crashed Arnold's filing party, the independent candidate and political commentator, knocking over the microphones on her way to join the race. But it didn't knock Arnold off messy.
I will be there for everybody, young or old, man or woman, doesn't make any difference who it is. I will be the people's governor.
Bill Simon is also back. The millionaire Republican who lost to incumbent Gray Davis in the last election wants another chance.
And I hereby challenge all the candidates to a series of debates.
And Peter Uberoth, remember him? The former baseball commissioner and another Republican millionaire also anteed up the $3,500 filing fee. The full list will be interesting, to say the least.
I've been the head of NORML, the National Organization for Reform in Marijuana, and we're not going to take it anymore.
Marijuana reformers to wigged out political wannabes.
I am ready for governor.
Clear.
I'm gonna go get a massage.
Liam the pit bull was entered by his owner, who hopes the exposure will lead to a canine acting career. Gray Davis, the sitting governor, more like a sitting duck in some opinions, went about his official duties today, but his main job is survival.
Leadership is not just a bunch of snappy one-liners.
There'll be a close race between
and
the
as
dog
county
and
workers
Clear.
began cleaning off the voting machines that will be used in less than 2 months, his survival is a huge question mark.
He's never faced somebody like Schwarzenegger before, but it's just too early to count out Gray Davis.
The filing deadline is tonight. The field of more than 600 potential candidates to be narrowed down to a handful of serious contenders, followed by a supporting cast making
10 seconds, stand by camera 1.
Names on the recall ballot that's turning California politics inside out. Jerry Bowen, CBS News, Los Angeles.
And Cure.
Pro and anti-recall supporters are so vehement in their stances, rallies turned violent today in Sacramento.
Take it.
Several ended up in the hospital after pro-recall supporters protested outside a workshop for those against the recall. Labor organizations and a taxpayer-funded university labor program were teaching supporters of Gray Davis how to rally support for the current governor and against the recall drive. The anti-recall supporters ran across the street to the pro-recall protesters and a fight broke out. Racial slurs were heard during the fight, and a couple people had to be taken to the hospital.
And cure.
Today marks an ominous anniversary for the U.S. military. 100 days ago, the president declared an end to major combat in Iraq. Yet more guerrilla attacks in Iraq left at least 4 GIs wounded. And now there's a videotaped threat for more. Randall Pinkston looks at what's facing soldiers in Iraq.
Rogie, take it.
Iraq has one of the largest oil reserves in the world, but today it also had a violent demonstration over fuel shortages. An angry crowd rained rocks on British soldiers in Basra, prompting an appeal to a religious leader for help.
Do you have the ability to calm this crowd? No.
After a few minutes, the soldier and the mullah worked out a deal.
I will pull my soldiers back if you will disperse your crowd. Okay?
This standoff is not the best way to mark the 100th day since the end of combat operations. With continuing attacks on American soldiers, Ambassador Paul Bremer's message focused on violence and terrorism.
As we have found from our military operations, our interrogations, and our intelligence, we know that we have a terrorist threat in this country.
Tonight, FBI agents are in Baghdad investigating the bombing of the Jordanian embassy. The American in charge of Iraq would normally, on a day like this, be expected to highlight the coalition's success. But Ambassador Bremer began with an admission. Iraq, he said, is not as safe as it must be. That comes as no surprise to the people who live here.
Nowadays, everyone
on the streets, on the bomb. Give me Samara again.
Look like
you got about 10 seconds.
The money or your life.
Thanks.
The Al-Jabouri family leaves their car at home because they are afraid of hijackers, and worse. Samara Al-Jabouri, a college student, doesn't leave her campus.
I'm so afraid I can't go out because I'm afraid from something will happen in the streets.
The reconstituted Iraqi police force is trying to crack down on an increase in armed criminals. But even if they are wiped out, another threat clouds the future here. Hooded young men claiming to represent a coalition of 3 resistance groups called for Iraqis to declare a jihad against U.S. forces, vowing to make the next 100 days worse than the last 100. Randall Pinkston, CBS News, Baghdad.
And cure.
South Africa's president is breathing easier tonight after a breath of danger. He was speaking at a celebration of antiretroviral drugs during Women's Day in South Africa when wind blew back a plastic backdrop and pulled over the steel framework of the stage. A falling scaffold narrowly missed President Thabo Mbeki. Mbeki was not hurt, but a woman who appeared to have sprained an ankle was stretchered away. Officials brought in a crane to clear the debris and made an ad hoc stage nearby so that the celebrations could continue.
And cure music.
Well, not as hot as Africa, but still summertime in the 4 states. Will we get a break from the heat?
Stand by
James
VR.
has the answer next in weather.
Roll it and take VR.
He's dynamic.
Hey, I need a zoom, dude.
Now,
all right, stand by 2.
Hudzinski with Skywatch 7 weather featuring Doppler 7000.
You're up.
Good evening, 4 states. It was a hot one today across the 4 states. We had temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. Tomorrow, a little bit cooler, and there is some relief in sight as we start the work week on Monday. Outside right now, we are under mostly clear skies, and I expect that trend to continue for the next 18 to 24 hours. Then things around the 4 states get a little bit hairy, and we could have some thunderstorms in the 4 states. But right now, the roadways are dry and the skies are clear. St. John's skying at 7. Today's high temperatures across the 4 states: 94 in Carthage, 93 in Anderson, 94 in Rogers. Check out Parsons, 99 degrees today, awfully hot for this time of year, 96 in Chanute, and 98 in Neodesha. Regional temperatures right now: 76 in Carl Junction, 85 in Liberal, 80 in Pittsburg, 76 in Girard, and 85 in Parsons. Let's take a little wider vantage point of regional temperatures right now: 78 in Joplin. Check out Columbia, Missouri, 69 degrees right now. That's awfully cool weather for this time of year. 81 in Kansas City, 84 in Tulsa, and 79 degrees in Oklahoma City. A little wider vantage point of our satellite radar combination. Some showers and thunderstorms across the eastern seaboard from Maine all the way down to Florida. There are numerous flash flood warnings in effect for eastern New York and eastern Pennsylvania. But here in the 4 states, that's our next weather maker that's going to come into the 4 states. Now, when is it going to come in? Let's put Futurecast into motion. You'll see that put the clock in motion as well. Some showers and thunderstorms are going to decrease in intensity as they head on south. And although the models say tomorrow around 1 o'clock we will have some rain here, I do not think we'll get any rain until later on in the day. In fact, I don't think the rain will come into the 4 states until about 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock, and that's when thunderstorms could erupt, and we could have some of those be severe, but very isolated severe.
Dang, I should have went with you guys. Dang.
A good chance of rain again on Monday into Tuesday. But other than that, it's going to be a nice, we need the rain desperately right now, and the rain is going to be sticking around for at least the next couple of days. Tomorrow's temperatures are awfully hot as well. 93 in Joplin, 91 in Anderson, 93 in Nevada, 94 in Pittsburg, 93 in Parsons.
That's how bad I
am
now, because I sat with Armstrong for about 3 or 4 months.
Your forecast for tonight, we're dropping down to 65 degrees, mostly clear skies, some morning clouds from that disturbance in northern Kansas and southern Nebraska, but other than that, it's going to be a mostly clear night, and I expect that trend to continue for most of the day tomorrow. Some afternoon thunderstorms will develop, and those should reach the 4 states about 7 o'clock to 8 o'clock tomorrow. High of 93 degrees. Checking out your 7-day forecast, 89 on Monday, 88 on Tuesday, and the 80s stay with us through most of the work week, and the 90s don't return to the 4 states until next weekend. But we do need the rain, and we're going to get the rain on Sunday night into Monday, and we have a good chance on Monday as well. So we need the rain. It's not going to come to the 4 states until later tomorrow night.
We'll be watching.
Stand by to the bump. And Cure music.
Through 3 rounds, it's still anybody's tournament at the Stables Classic, and the Royals hope their young phenom can gobble up the Devil Rays. Richard is next with sports.
This is where we turn for justice.
Stand by 1.
Good evening. With the low scores coming fast and furious, the good people who update the leaderboard at the Stables Classic must have been worn out after rounds 1 and 2. But they did get a little bit of a break today, as 2 golfers actually held on to the top spots, setting up a possible championship duel tomorrow. Dog days of summer have definitely come to Peoria Ridge. It was crazy hot today. Joplin's Robert Russell, not bothered by the heat on his first hole of the morning, places the approach within 10 feet to set up par. He would shoot even for the day. Justin Boley would shoot well below that, hitting the irons very well on this hole. Parks one within 4 feet of the cup to set up a bird. Boley shoots 7 under, one of the best scores on the day. That score also equaled by Chad Collins, who knocks down the birdie on 17 on his way to carding a 65 as well. Jake Reeves entered the day in second with the terrific putt here to save par after a rough start to the hole. But at the end of the day, your new leader, same as the old one. Joe Alfieri puts the chip within inches to save par on 4, and then Alfieri hits the 8-footer to close out with birdie on 18. He shoots a 5 under 67, and entering the final round, Alfieri's 18 under, 2 shots ahead of Reeves. Boley and Dave Schreier are third at 15 below. Collins vaults into 5th, a shot back of them, and Russell is 9 under. So plenty of golfers still in the hunt tomorrow, but Reeves is going to have the best shot to keep Alfieri from his very first Hooters Tour victory.
Roll H.
Didn't do anything special today. Kind of kept it in play, and I was pleased. It was just kind of a boring round, but you know, if it's the worst one you have all week, that's usually a good sign.
Game plan is pretty much the same as it has been the last 3 days. We would like to keep it in the fairway, keep it below the hole when necessary,
stand by 1.
and just stay patient. Stay patient for 18 holes.
And cue him.
Reeves and Alfieri will be in the last group to tee off tomorrow at 9:10 a.m. While the scores get lower and lower at Peoria Ridge, the scores are getting higher and higher on the PGA this weekend, and that's the way the golfers want it. The International is using the modified Stableford scoring system, which gives positive points for birdies and eagles and negative points for bogey or worse. So the objective is to have the highest score. No points gained by juggling a ball on your putter, and no points for this either. Phil Mickelson finds the cup on the fly, but that's a par, and pars count 0. Leader Davis Love III does pick up a few points here. Birdie kind of considers it, thinks about it for a while, then does fall. That adds 2 points to his total. And then Retief Goosen chips off the beach and into the cup. That's an eagle, and that's worth 5 points. DL3 carries a 10-point lead into round 4. John Rollins has tallied 31. Vijay Singh 3 back of him. Chris DeMarco and Retief Goosen tied for 4th with 26. And Phil Mickelson 3 back of them.
And he's up.
The Royals pinned their hopes on a star from their past last night in Kevin Appier, but still couldn't break their 4-game losing streak. Tonight, the boys in blue hope one of their potential future stars will be the man to break the jinx. DH Ken Harvey, a future star, but not the one I'm referring to. Second inning, big fella swings a tad too hard, strains his pectoral muscle. He is day-to-day. But the star I'm talking about, rookie pitcher Jimmy Gobble. Getting by with a little help from his friends. Damian rolls base hit. Carlos Beltran fires home. Rocco Baldelli, tag, you're out. Tries to dodge, but really, you're not getting anywhere with that. Beltran, good with the leather and good with the wood. Set 2-run home run, the 100th of his promising young career, and Jimmy Gobble moves to 2-0 for his very young career. Casey snaps the streak, 6-2, your final score. Garrett Stevenson and the Cardinals hosting the Braves. Defense backing Stevenson up. Let's hear a little applause for super rookie. Bo Hart makes the diving stop, throws to first to nail Robert Thicke. 4th inning, Albert Pujols grounder. Vinny Castilla tries for payback, but Pujols beats it out, extending his hit streak to 23 games with the infield single. 5th inning, Chris Widger floats a single to center. Eddie Perez scores to make it 2-zip Redbirds. 8th inning, Braves Ray King gets the tag carried away on the intentional walk to Pujols. Miguel Chyron scores, and the Birds beat the Braves for the first time in 15 months, 3-1, your final. Chiefs playing their second preseason game in 6 days, taking on the 49ers. Right now, 24-6 San Fran in the fourth quarter. Just like last time, all the Chiefs' points coming on Morton Anderson field goals. Priest Holmes, 3 carries on the night, 9 yards. Larry Johnson, the first-round draft pick, 3 carries, 13 yards, 1 fumble. Trent Green, sharp tonight, 8 for 11 for 80 yards, and Arcal Trulak. He's been a star so far in training camp, 2 sacks for the Chiefs. For the 49ers, former Miami star quarterback Ken Dorsey has 2 touchdown passes. So Michael Hayslip is at Arrowhead, and of course he's going to tell us all about tonight's goings-on tomorrow night on the world-famous Sunday Night Sports feed. You did it at 6, so I figured I'd take the name duties tonight at 10.
I just find it hard to fathom that they're playing football in this hot weather. And I feel for those players because I bet they really do get exhausted.
Yeah, at least it was at night. There was some saving grace in that.
Okay, they have to wear all the pads, everything.
Yep.
Standby D video.
Game out there.
Very much.
Well, thank you, Richard. In some contests, though, even the smaller competitor can win.
Take it.
We're going to show you one that might really surprise you next.
Roll it and take it.
October 3rd.
All right, camera 1.
Call the Elder Care locator at 1-800-677-1116.
Hit it. So you're going 30 seconds? Fine with me. We got a V on the bite here, so that'll be enough. I think she's waiting on you. Let me know when's your last one. Stand by 1, yeah. Alright, stand by 1. Cure.
Our next story proves you
video.
don't have to be big to eat big.
Take it.
In Seymour, Wisconsin, the town known as home of the hamburger, a championship competition took place today.
Camera 1,
the winner of the thick burger eating championship is not who you think would be the winner. Not a big brawny guy, but rather a 108-pound Sonia Thompson of Alexandria, Virginia. She downed 7 of the Hardee's thick burgers because she says she has something to prove.
Roll H. Take the bite.
Then I have
clear. 16 seconds way down here. Stand by 1.
Knowing about me, famous, like kind of famous. So now, you know, that's why I came all the way down here.
And Kim.
Her prize, a year's supply of those Angus beef hamburgers, and yeah, man, Sonia says they're pretty good.
Well, they'd have to be for you to eat 7 of them. I ate 3 hamburgers at our good buddy Brian Kelly's cookout tonight, and I am about to burst.
You didn't bring one back to me.
So they wouldn't have kept. We thought about you, though. We thought about bringing one back.
We have microwaves. They could have been reheated. Brian. Enough said about that. Let's check to see. I guess it was warm out there for the cookout, right, James?
That's right. We had a nice warm night until another warm day tomorrow. 93 degrees. Another good day for a cookout. Up till about 7 o'clock. Then showers and thunderstorms coming to the 4 states. Temperatures in the upper 80s.
All right.
And while we're on the subject, I thought Hamburg, Germany was the home of the hamburger.
I don't believe so.
Oh, Stand by for music.
Specious on
it was
my
in
part.
the 1800s that a man apparently made the first hamburger by putting the beef on a bun.
Ah, okay.
Here in America.
History lesson tonight on KOAM News at 10. We're enriching lives.
And how many hamburgers can you eat? Well, we never know. She won't need a lot of meat, but she must have a great metabolism.
I would have to think so. Get rid of all
burn
that.
off all those burgers.
Yeah.
Good for her. A woman one. Way to go. That wraps up our news on this Saturday night. Have a good evening. We'll see you tomorrow.
And music.
If you see news happening, call KOAM News on your U.S. cellular phone by dialing #7.
Send my VR. Roll it. Take it.
Here's